Perfect. And as a reminder for everyone online, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. And Jason, go ahead and kick us off.
Thanks for speaking with us, all three of you. Jonah, I'll start with you. It seemed like the game for the first 30 minutes was a little bit of a struggle, and then after the cooling break, the play lifted. Were there changes that had to be made, or was it just simply a message of like lift the intensity and that was it?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I think we were better than them. I think in 90 minutes we created more chances, but for sure was not enough to beat them. The first minutes, especially, they have two players in base very close from center back. So for her defending that 2v1 was, I think, difficult for her. She tried, but we didn't recover the ball in the place that we wanted. And it just, modify Ule and Lacey Santos' position to make sure that we are helping to protect the critical space inside. And I think there we were a little better. And with the ball, try to be patient, because I think the 3-2 in the beginning build up, we had good feelings with the ball. We create chances, playing short, and then being compact, getting the box. But we were not lacking the last meters. But until then we tried to compete, to maintain the level, the 90 minutes. I think the effort of the players was good. And right now we have to rest and prepare the next game.
With Lacey and Rosamond making their debuts today, I'm wondering, obviously you brought them in for a reason. You knew that they have the talent. Did you expect them to be as effective as they were today in this very first game out?
They have experience. Lacey Santos was playing Olympic games, important games. So they are capable. The only thing we have to manage the load in terms of they couldn't play 90 minutes. So I think it was a good test for them, especially being the first day. I like always to analyze what happened, but in the end you have to play. After playing, you can see, okay, right now you have to modify and identify that. I think they are doing a good job in the week in terms of adaptation. And I'm happy with the performance today, because it's not easy play against so good team as Arsenal, especially with the ball. They struggle a lot, the opponents. And case of Lacey and Rose, I think it was a good beginning, playing at home with so many people here watching today the game. They should break the ice, so they didn't.
Luis.
Coach, ¿qué tan importantes son estos partidos con equipos como el Arsenal para, ¿verdad?, subir el nivel de la plantilla? Y también te pregunto, ¿tú crees que quizás el marcador fue un poco engañoso con lo que fue el partido de esta tarde?
Bueno, el marcador es el que es. Al final gana el equipo que marca más goles. Pero bueno, lo que te tienes que quedar es, sobre todo en estos partidos de pretemporada, en estos amistosos, es de qué manera has jugado en ataque y en defensa. Y creo que hay cosas muy importantes a analizar desde el punto de vista positivo en todo lo que hemos hecho con balón. Es cierto que sin balón ha habido un tramo donde nos han sometido un poco, pero en líneas generales hemos creado algunas ocasiones más que ellas. Si analizas las ocasiones, pues quizás deberíamos haber ganado este partido, pero el fútbol es así. Tenemos que seguir trabajando para mejorar y preparar el siguiente partido, que es evidentemente el más importante.
También la corporación de Lacey Santos. O sea, qué tan importante ya se vio desde el minuto 1 lo que ella puede brindarle al equipo y cómo se va a preparar para lo que sea el verdadero partido importante, que es la semana que viene, que es el partido de liga.
Bueno, era importante que rompiese el hielo hoy, era importante que, ya pudiese jugar en el Audi Field Stadium. Creo que para ella, por las características de jugadora que es, por la capacidad que tiene de jugar entre líneas, ya sea viniendo de fuera adentro, jugando directamente encuadrado como número 10, una jugadora que nos va a dar muchísimo. También a nivel defensivo, es una jugadora muy inteligente y evidentemente es un refuerzo que nos va a ayudar mucho a preparar lo que nos queda.
Jonathan.
Excellent. Jonathan Tannenwald of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Andy, for you first. As the Spirits Olympians players are now about to come back into the team, and you've been around the national team for a long time, you know what happens when there's this huge groundswell of interest and what comes to the players with that in terms of attention, commercial sponsorships, all these other things. How do you hope the young players who are going to go through this for the first time now both embrace it, but also have to learn the balance of what it takes? And Jonna, for you, now that you've lived here and seen that groundswell and how crazy everybody went during the Olympics, I'm sorry that Spain didn't win. I realized when we last talked. I didn't know it was going to go quite that way, but how
Yeah,
did
not
you,
to speak about it?
when you were able to watch what the US did and watch your players did, and how much attention and celebration they got, what was it like for you to take that in?
Start with Andy.
I would just say that I trust our Olympians wholeheartedly and they're going to manage it all in their own ways. And they're all really good professionals and we're excited to have them back. And when their tide rises, so does our boat. So I'm so excited to have them back on the field and for everything they bring off the field. And I hope they, capitalize on those opportunities as individuals and that we do so as a team. And I think today was a great showing of that. And I'm confident that we're going to build that as a team going forward and in this environment, especially.
I think they were the best team in Olympic Games. They deserve the victory, especially they defend really well. It was really difficult to score them a goal. I'm happy especially for our players, because I know how they are working here and all the opportunities being there Olympic Games each 4 seasons. It's very difficult to participate, and then you can imagine after winning. So that feeling is crazy. We have to say congrats, not only our players at the same time, all the national team. And what we want is keep competing, ready to make a big welcome here and try to help us in the most important part in the season that which one is coming.
Go to Colin.
This goes for, I think, everyone on the table. You've had a chance to take a look at Rose, but in practice and now her very first real game. So as teammates, what do you make of her and what do you think she brings to you as a team in terms of, what you're able to learn from what she brings from somewhere else? And as a coach, how do you think she fits into the overall picture of this team for you?
Of Rose? Go ahead.
Yes, Rose.
Yeah, I would say the first few days she was in training with us, she definitely has a style of play that she would cut all of us all the time. We really had to learn how to defend her. Honestly, it took a whole week of us going 1v1 or just learning how she played. And I think that made us a lot better because she does have such a specific skill set and what she's good at. She is one of the best in the world at, and, being able to play against a player like that brings a different skill set that we haven't seen here at the Spirit. It's making all of us better.
No, I think we are finding which is the best position and role for her. She's capable to play in the left, in the right, and the other day we did a friendly game and she could play as a striker for a while. But right now the most important thing is adaptation and analyze exactly what she can give us. But in the end, the chart that she has is she has a 1v1 situation. She's really good, all the time faking passes. It's very difficult to defend her. They know it. And at the same time, I think she's ready to run today. I think she had a good performance in terms to threat runnings. Because when she's making high speed running action, she provokes something. So we have to, put people around of her to connect each other and understand which is the best role she has, and make sure that the role with the ball and without the ball, especially without the ball, very important. Try to improve small details to help the team to have a better out of possession phase.
To Jimena.
Bueno, esto es para ti, coach
Imaginado.
Jonathan.
Imagina.
Bueno, yo pienso que la noticia más grande, especialmente para la gente de Colombia, es Lacey Santos, que hace su debut en un momento histórico que se enfrentan ustedes exactamente con el Arsenal. ¿Qué es para ti como hispanohablante tener a un talento como Lacey Santos en el equipo? Y también ella sí tuvo suficiente tiempo para entrenar con el equipo después de venir de las Olimpiadas de París 2024, y también si los regaños son en español o en inglés. Los regaños, las jaladas de orejas.
Sí, ella tuvo sus vacaciones después de las Olimpiadas. Todas las jugadoras debían tener entre 7 y 10 días de vacaciones. Es importante, ¿no? Apurar mucho y priorizar que la jugadora se pueda recuperar para que pueda ayudar al equipo. Pero realmente está en plena forma. Por desgracia se perdió un tramo importante al principio del año con el Atlético de Madrid. Estuvo lesionada, tuvo una recaída Y bueno, yo creo que llegó a las Olimpiadas en su mejor momento. Para mí fue una de las mejores del equipo, sin duda. Y ahora está entrenando a muy buen nivel. La adaptación es buena porque desde lo táctico hay cosas que son relativamente sencillas explicarla a nivel defensivo y a nivel ofensivo. Y bueno, y la comunicación entre todo el equipo es en inglés, por supuesto, pero con ella sí que aprovecho para, bueno, afinar algunas cosas, ¿no? Ella puede hablar inglés, pero todavía no tiene un nivel suficiente como para entender todo lo que explico, lo que dicen las compañeras. Por lo tanto, bueno, es nuestro deber ayudarla para que nos pueda ayudar.
And this question is for you, ladies. How is to playing with Lacey Santos today?
Paige. Oh. Yeah, I mean, obviously, just like Rose, it's another form of talent that, you know, has a different skill set than we're used to. And I think she does a great job. I think it's really easy to find her in the pocket space. I think she does a great job on the ball, as we saw, like Rose. She does give us trouble 1v1 in training and whatnot. So it's great to see her out on the field, and I think she did a great job.
She's so fun to play with. Obviously she's only been here for a short time, but even the first day that she was here, I just felt excited, especially to have the opportunity to play with her closely in the midfield. And she's very fluid, and I think that will bode very well for us.
¿Qué te pareció, coach? Thank you, ladies. Coach, ¿qué te pareció el gol de Sar? ¿Esto fue algo preparado o fue algo más que...?
Bueno, tuvo dos ocasiones antes y marcó en la más difícil. Bueno, lo ha intentado, ha hecho muchos movimientos, ha hecho, bueno, cosas que le exigimos, sobre todo cuando recibimos encuadrados, que se desmarque, que llegue a área. Creo que ha llegado muchas veces a área, ha tenido muchas oportunidades. Para mí eso es lo más importante. Cuando estás jugando partidos de preparación, tener claro, identificar cuál es tu rol, explotarlo al máximo y bueno, después el acertar o no acertar, pues depende muchas veces de la situación, del momento, nada que objetar al respecto. Para mí lo más importante es la capacidad que ha tenido de insistir, persistir hasta encontrar su gol. Una lástima que no haya marcado más porque ha tenido más ocasiones, pero seguro que la semana que viene tendrá más oportunidades para ello.
Y para finalizar, el Arsenal, ¿cómo viste este equipo?
Bueno, es un muy buen equipo, especialmente con balón. Tiene jugadoras de mucho nivel, ¿no? Si comparamos equipos de la liga aquí con equipos como el Arsenal, especialmente en inicios con Williamson, que es para mí de las mejores centrales del mundo, Little, Manum, Cool, jugando dentro, pues son equipos que tienen mucha calidad, que tienen mucho talento. Obviamente están de preparación porque tienen que prepararse el partido contra el Atlético de Madrid, la eliminatoria de Champions. Pero bueno, creo que ha sido un test importante para ellas porque les sirve para prepararse y para nosotros también.
Go over to Emily and then Mario.
This is for Andy and Paige. Normally going into a break doing as well as the Spirit was would be, you know, maybe a difficult thing, maybe not, but the amount of changes this team has gone through, it feels like it came at a good time. I'm just curious how each of you individually and then as a team have approached this month plus, maybe a second preseason. How has it felt? And Paige, we'll go with you first this last month.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're missing a lot of players to international duty, we went through the same process last year. It does have a different vibe. Trainings just feel different, just whether that's personalities on the ball, off the field, you know, there's always a different aspect to it. But I think it's an opportunity to really grow as a team because there is a smaller group of people. And I think we've seen that. I think that we've created an environment and continue to work hard in a way that the people returning will be able to, you know, jump up to speed really quick. And I think that the environment has been really great and has been, you know, as you see a lot of different players out on the field and a great opportunity for people to grow as players and then collectively as a team bringing that all together when the players return.
And play a different position.
Yeah.
I would say that the reason we've been in a good spot this season is because every week we've been very focused only on that day ahead of us. And I said this previously in a team meeting where it's, I've been a part of seasons where at the midpoint or at the break, you're, you know, bottom half of the table, and by the end you're at the top half, and vice versa, been top and gone to bottom. So we have to remind ourselves every day is important, focusing on the details. And like Paige said, focus on the tight-knit group and being a strong team. And I think that hasn't wavered over this summer. And obviously we brought up like players coming back and being in different places physically, mentally, emotionally, and we'll have to manage that and I think we're excited to do that in the regular season going forward and get back into that habitual guns blazing every single day.
Mario?
Buenas tardes, Jonah. Quería preguntar, ¿qué es la importancia de jugar partidos amistosos así contra el Arsenal, ya pensando en la recta final de la temporada?
Bueno, son partidos que nos ayudan a prepararnos, porque bueno, cuando está todo tan igualado, ¿no? El hecho de tener marcadores tan igualados, pues hace que te sirva mucho, que te ayuden para sumar experiencias, para mejorar, sobre todo ir al reto a nivel defensivo, ¿no? Sobre todo en esa primera línea de presión y segunda, cómo gestionarnos para, bueno, defender contra un equipo que tiene mucha calidad en el inicio. Todos los partidos de pretemporada, segunda pretemporada nos los planteamos igual, que es pues poner objetivos, ¿no? Para poder mejorar aspectos de nuestro modelo de juego. Hoy estaba orientado sobre todo a nuestra estructura defensiva y también a nuestro ataque posicional. Creo que hemos sacado conclusiones positivas que nos servirán para prepararnos para lo que nos viene, que obviamente será clave.
Same question for both Paige and Andy. What's the importance of playing games like with rivals such as Arsenal entering the latter part of the season?
Start us off this way? Sure. It was such a cool opportunity. I mean, it's hard for me to talk about right now because I'm still bummed about the result, but the reflection point of thinking about my first year here, how to play them in this stadium with a lot of people. I think I knew it was possible, but I didn't know if I would see it in my playing career, and to see it turn out so well. I didn't know there were so many Arsenal fans in PC, but it was a lot. But I mean, how cool is that? Like, and hopefully they came and enjoyed what they saw, and they'll come back to see us. And that's what we want. And that's why the game is fun. So to be able to connect over that is a very special opportunity. And like Paige said, different players taking the field, new players coming in, and they were a top team, as Jonas, I think, said in Spanish. So just a really cool opportunity to see different players in the league. You start to know everyone very well, even if they change teams, you start to know everybody. So it was fun for me to play against players who I had maybe seen on different stages but don't know as well. So a very special opportunity.
Yeah, I would agree. I think even the Chivas game we played in Summer Cup, even that for me, I was like, this is so exciting to be able to play a team from outside of our league, just because last year with the Challenge Cup, we did play teams in our league multiple times. So I think it was just so exciting to see a new opponent, and obviously taking this field against such a known team was a feeling that we haven't felt. And I'm sure Andy has been here for much longer, but just my second year being able to do that was incredible. It really was an opportunity that I will remember.
All right, over to Vitas and wrap up with Jason.
Hi guys, Vitas Carousel from Forbes. I just wanted to ask you, Jonah, you mentioned a few times Arsenal's excellent ability to build out of the back. I wanted to see if you could maybe analyze your defensive performance on how you guys felt, specifically pressing their build out of the back, and also when you had to drop off into that kind of mid block.
Yeah, I think we didn't recover so many balls that we expected, especially in the build up, because they had too many players inside with 2 players in base, and we were struggling a little bit, especially the first 20-25 minutes. Then I think we were a little better. We recovered balls, but we had clear opportunities to score after recovering the ball. And second half, we modified small details to adapt a little better to when they play with 3. I think the kind of game that we had today is not going to happen the same thing the next week, because the characteristics of the opponent are not the same. But for me, it's a big opportunity to work and analyze, when we want to press high against a really good team, one of the best teams in the world, at least from Europe. How do we have to connect between us, For me, being the first day of Rus, Lacey, Heather playing in top of Diamond today, you need sometimes more time to adjust, and after the game, watch it again and analyze what you can improve and keep growing. But if you analyze the game 90 minutes, I think we create so many chances, sometimes recovering balls in the opposite half pitch. But we were not clinical enough today, and let's see the next week.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up on that. Andy and Paige, could you maybe share how it felt actually being out there and pressing and, you know, kind of suffering through those first 20 minutes in defense?
I would say in the beginning of the game, the spaces felt too big for me personally to cover, and that happens if you're not super organized. It's not predictable, and also, yeah, the players have more options, I think, on that team. So I think we struggled a little bit, but I am always that's going to happen. That's what we said is like, we're going to struggle at times, and how do we figure it out? And I think we did improve, but how can we make sure that we're sharp in all those moments, and we're making those adjustments ourselves on the fly as we see things develop, rather than waiting till a hydration break or a halftime to get more information. And I think that's the direction we are going based on the way we're being coached.
And Jason, that was up.
Andy, I wanted to ask you about your assist on the goal. Ule actually spoke to us in English, and she was saying that she kind of, after the first two chances that she had, she just kind of knew that if she got back post, that the ball would get recycled. And when she saw it was going to you, she kind of just sort of sensed that that was coming. As the ball is rolling to you, is that your first look? Are you just assuming that she's going to get as open as she did?
How good has Ule's English gotten, by the way? So good.
Yeah, so good.
But yeah, for me, really proud of Ule. Like, she had the first chance, she almost got it. She had the second chance, she almost got it. And I think sometimes in those moments you can feel frustrated, but I think I felt something in my bones. And I think that's something that Jonah mentioned as well. Like, we need to do that a little bit more and a little more often and better. So yeah, I had a feeling in my bones that oh, we're about to score. And yeah, I think her movement today was really good, especially threatening in behind. And I felt like I had a couple opportunities to play her today, and I think we make eye contact well. So yeah, when that ball came back to me, I knew where I was looking to put it.
Paige, I wanted to ask, down in Richmond, Jonah told basically it was kind of a last second or late decision, at least, to play left back today, almost 90 minutes at left back, and then you switched over to the right. Gabby even moved up. How are you doing dealing with that, playing as a right back / left back at this point?
Yeah, I've had a few conversations just about being adaptable to different positions, being versatile. And honestly, I think sometimes there's skill sets that obviously that you have in the 6 or in the midfield that you can apply to the 3 in the back building up. And I think it was a good opportunity to be able to show those skill sets. And honestly, it's not as difficult when you think of it as spaces. We talk about that a lot, just thinking about you're in a space on the field versus this is your position. So it was, a good opportunity, and I enjoyed it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jonah, Paige, and Andy.
Thank you.
We will see you all next weekend.
Yeah.